Hey YouTubers, Angry Gun Nerd here. I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison here between a couple guns that I carry frequently. This is a Jennings model J22 and this is a Kel Tec P32. So I started out carrying this. I love this gun dearly. I really do. This is a 22 caliber cheapie. They call it a Saturday Night Special. This one I put a floral slide on, which I purchased from Numeric Gun Parts Company. They are currently out of these floral slides. I don't know if they're ever going to get any more in, but this gun is extremely empty. Nothing in it, no mag in it. So it's always good to check your guns and make sure they're empty before you start looking at them and all that stuff, you know. This gun is one of the earlier guns because it should have a sliding safety, so going back and forth. I actually removed mine because I didn't want it to get caught on something while drawing and go unsafe or something like that. So the holster is from pocketholsters.com. A good friend of mine bought this for me for my birthday or Christmas, I forget which. But the holster was like $50. And if you're going to carry a gun every day, even if it's a cheap gun, buy a decent holster. Because you want something that's nice, honestly. And you can see it's kind of bent a little bit, kind of to form to my leg. I carry this, I'm left-handed. I carry it in my left front pocket. And it looks just like a date planner or like a wallet or something like that. It's really not that big, you know. So this is what I've carried for a long time. I've carried this gun here, and 22 caliber. Right there, I've got 6 rounds there. These are CCI mini mags, and these are 40 grain, I believe, solid. And I chose solid over hollow for carry because even though it's 22 and there isn't much penetration to begin with, having a hollow point I believe would diminish in penetration, especially getting clogged with clothing and stuff like that if I ever had to use this. Mags are cheap. You can't take the mags apart. It kind of pisses me off. I like to clean my mags. So I carry this with a full magazine of 6. I do not carry one in the chamber. If I need to pull it out, rack it, I'm ready to rock. Because it's striker fire design, there's a very simple sear that's held with a spring that's holding the firing pin back. I don't want that sear to slip or the sear spring to go down a little bit, which would cause that firing pin to go off, and I really don't want to hold my leg. So I don't consider it, you know, super safe to carry these things with one in the chamber. Some people do. I don't. Personal opinion. That's all. And you guys probably just fine. You know, there are people in that Brico Jennings Jimenez Arms forum that carry these things with one in the chamber. Not me. Not my thing. So, next up we have what's really been a replacement for the Jennings for a daily carry. Not as pretty, doesn't have that floral engraved slide and all that stuff. It was a good deal. I worked a gun show in Chantilly, and this was part of my payment for working a 3-day show, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I actually got 2 guns out of the deal. This is one of them. This is a first generation Kel Tec P32, as you can see. Empty. And you can tell this is a first gen gun over a second gen gun. Look at this extractor. Extractor is just this piece on the side. The newer ones have a screw holding the ejector in, and the ejector is like a long piece of like spring steel almost, whereas this is not. This gun is similar in size to the little Jennings. Let's do a little size comparison here. Why don't you say? Look. Quite similar in size. But even though the Jennings is pretty, the Jennings is cheap. I paid $50 for this gun. This gun was even cheaper because I worked for it and it didn't really cost me much of anything. I paid $60 out of pocket for this gun. It was originally advertised for $175 at the show, and I got it for $160. But the guy I was working for owed me $100 worth of my time, so he said, "If you hand me $60, I'll give you a Kel Tec." And I said, "Deal." So this gun I confidently carry with one in the chamber because it's a different design. This doesn't have a firing pin that's held back and then let go. This gun actually has a legit hammer, which is cool. It's not really a true double action because when I think of a double action, I think of a gun where I can just keep pulling the trigger, bang, 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 bang. You know, like even if there's nothing in it, I can just pull the trigger and then it'll reset and I can pull the trigger again, reset, pull the trigger again. Well, in this thing, I can pull the trigger and look at that hammer go back, hammer go back, and go. But then if I go to do that again, well, I got nothing. Because what you've got to do with these Kel Tecs is you have to cock it again, and then you do it again. So it's kind of double action, kind of not. It's really odd for me going from a small pocket pistol such as this with a heel magazine release to going to something like this with a different style magazine release. I guess this would be called like the European style, whereas this would be, I don't know, American style, something like that. So, a little different for me, because anytime I pick up a little gun, I'm used to looking right here for magazine release, whether it's, Raven, Bryco, Jennings, Davis, any of the little pocket guns that I love so dearly. So, this is, I think, a better quality gun. This is aluminum. This is also probably some kind of aluminum in this frame here, but this just feels like more gun, and it doesn't have a barrel that's as part of the frame. The barrel is actually moving, so that's cool. Different design, I think. I'm not going to say it's a better design. There are a lot more parts to this than there are to this, but it is nice to have something that I can confidently carry with one in the chamber, because that means I carry +1. +1, for those of you who might not know, is one more than the magazine holds. So if you look here, you can see my ammo. This we have here, you probably can't see that, but this is Pervy, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 1, 8 rounds, which sure beats 6 plus 0. So these are 71 grain. They're hollow points. So I found that these are hollow points, and they run very well in this gun. They were cheap. I think I paid $15 for a box of 50, which price is right. So I shot most of a box to make sure that they functioned in this particular gun without jams, and then decided to pop them in the magazine for carry. Now, as I showed you with this magazine, it does not come apart. Not good for cleaning. You just got to stick a Q-tip in there and hope for the best. This right here, made by Mech-Gar, and this is, you think of Mech-Gar, you think of aftermarket mags. This is a legit OEM mag made in Italy, but this is a real Kel Tec mag, because, look at the bottom. It says Kel Tec. So, these come apart, push that little button on the bottom, slide off the base plate, take it apart as you would a much larger magazine for anything else. It's got witness holes in it so you can figure out how many rounds are in the thing. Nice quality mag. I'm really actually pleasantly surprised. It's refreshing to have a decent quality mag in an inexpensive pocket gun, because I am all too familiar with stuff like this. I mean, this little thing is just kind of crimped together. It's like it's hammered together, like not even welded. It was like it was crimped together. And these are cheap, and you can't take them apart. And they just feel cheap, but they are inexpensive. These mags are maybe $12 each. These are a little more, but it's nice to have something you can clean. So I still do carry both of these guns. I carry this one in a pocket, but it's usually in pants that will not show a print, something that has a little bit of pattern to it. Something like this I do like. I do carry frequently, especially when I was working in an office environment. I would carry this because it just looked like a day planner or something. Nobody would ever ask me what was in my pocket. Now, if I had this in the pocket, they would have seen the outline of a gun and said, "What are you doing?" So, anyway, that's my review of these two guns. They're similar in size, but this one's got a lot more firepower, a lot more capacity, but also at a higher price. So, I guess if you're looking at getting some as a backup gun, as a pocket gun for carry, choose wisely. That's all I can say, and choose something that you like, that you're comfortable shooting, and that you can rely on. So that's it, folks. Have a good day.